Yeah, it sounds cool, except for they're in the lane beside us and they beat us by 1 spot in that event. And if like, who's to say the cleats matters or not? But
Yeah,
I'm
what was the
saying,
event?
It was a sled push.
All right.
And, it was
that is a huge.
it was the
event, yeah.
heavy bob push. If you're wearing cleats on a heavy bob, and then they took them off, threw them to their coach, and put their other shoes back on before they walked off.
Classic cheater move, huh?
Then I know that this person got a stern talk to. I don't even know who it is. I just know the story. They got a stern talk to, and I was like, no, I didn't see anything about this. I got this from.
They didn't adjust their score or anything?
I know he doesn't know the name because he would definitely
favorite.
say it out loud.
It's such a classic CrossFit thing. Let the first 2 or 3 heats figure out how to cheat it.
Yep.
And then the final heat, hey, don't do that. We're not allowing that.
We're not doing
You're
that.
just like,
what about that?
Like Neil Maddox. I look at Neil Maddox.
The cat's out of the bag. You got to let it happen.
He picked up the sled up and ran with it. And we get out there and Dave's like, hey, don't do what he did. I'm like, he just won the event.
Yeah.
So.
That is classic, yeah.
That was a distinct
Rules
advantage.
for thee,
Do not
but
do
not
it.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so CrossFit though. Like they don't think of the ways that people that's one of my pet peeves when you don't have people test it and give you a valid like, hey, here's something you could do. Like like I don't know if the demo team doesn't realize it
or is too
scared to say something
or
just aren't thinking in the like whatever. And there are ways that you can, and the standard is like so.
Yeah.
I'll speak to my days there though, like especially with the open at least. Like in the games, I don't know how the
open
demo
used
team
to
would
be
work
the
as well.
wild. Like I hate that people are like, I hate that you have to put these tape lines down and blah blah blah. No, that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because people set the rower up to where they can drop right on the rower, and you're into the rower from a toes bar.
And they would ask
that
there was
needs
very,
to happen.
very specific people like. Bill Grunler always knocked, like he blew my hair back with the ways that he was like, no, this is definitely what I would do. And I'm like, holy shit, are you serious? Like, like wide leg burpees or like dumbbell
like
snatches
you're dropping
with your
dumbbell
when you're
and
like
somebody sets the dumbbell right back
yes,
underneath
or
you.
you're like in the splits, and like it's still the same range of motion, but I'm so close to the ground. I'm like, you're a genius when it comes to this kind of stuff because I never would have thought of that. Even if
there's like that's when we get the standards, you try to think of as many ways. Like that's just playing sport, just being an athlete. Hey, what can we?
Or like what you've done with some online qualifiers, like just make it the quote unquote cheaters way, where it's like
just,
you're still.
I don't care how you do it.
Simplified now.
You get the work done.
You get the work done.
That's what we try to do here at Mayhem. Is like,
and not to be a 2-foot jump. Just get over.
Get over it. Who cares? Yeah. Like, let's not watch all this. Like, we don't have to sit there and and we don't have to Andrew Hiller it. Or if we look there and like, frame by frame, foot.
Exactly.
Like let's just get rid of it. Some
just
of those standards. There needs to be standards. Yeah, 100%.
But some things you can be vague with that doesn't hurt the
When I was on the broadcast, and I'm not going to throw out names, but somebody said, I'm just glad that there's no standards in these events and they're just letting the athletes do the thing. And I'm like, I do not like how that is phrased, but I will not get in an argument in a public forum on this right now.
Oh, you should have.
No, because I don't think they meant it the way they said it, but I was like, if somebody gets a hold of this is going to be bad. Because it was something about the handstand walk. I hate that the handstand walk start behind the line, finish over the line. I hate that you can run and jump into the line, and then it's like when you come down and there's no lines, and they're like, yep, right there. Let's start right there. I'm like,
the judge puts their foot there. That's
like,
the
just
old
do it.
way.
It should be unbroken. Like we're at the point where it should be unbroken. These athletes should be able to do that.
How far was the handstand walk?
Like 25, 50 feet, 50 feet.